High above the campus street is Klein Biology Tower, where professors and graduate students seek the deepest secrets of life. Nearby, in this Mayan temple, an emperor accelerator splits the nucleus of the atom into ever smaller particles. In 20 years, Yale has trained more experimental nuclear physicists than any other university. Such graduate work is deep-rooted in the university. Schools of law, medicine, economics profoundly influence society. Graduates of Yale's forestry school have for 70 years imposed order on the reckless cutting of forests. Clem Lambeth, a graduate student, prepares a study of photosynthesis in different strains of spruce. His professor is F. Thomas Ledig. A bank of lights will be lowered, the carbon dioxide given off measured, the rate of photosynthesis calculated, and a new strain of spruce may eventually enrich the forest. It is an ideal arrangement for graduate education. A teacher, as an old definition goes, with a student at the other end of the log. Not quite so with basic undergraduate education. Masses, the long barrier of other heads between the student and the man whose mind he hopes to learn from, remain a problem.
Is a stereotype representation of the subject to his God and does not represent the revelation of the law to the deity itself. Let me give you another example to make that vivid. That the law is given down, the law itself is given down and formulated by the deity. This is a very radical thing.
The strategy is to divide and teach.
You know that he makes a nice point about relating the two, then that's dandy. Right?
Do you like
Lindblom's
book?
Scholars like Dr. Judah A. Golden, divided already between teaching and research, are also quarterbacks, signal callers. On his team are graduate students who meet with small sections of his large class.
What do you plan to do, let's say, in terms of iconography with them?
Since I've been working on Balaam, he's very much an entree into the world of prophecy, especially ecstatic prophecy. And I thought I'd see what I can find in the way of images of the prophets, for example, shown at the cathedrals, the way the prophet becomes a standard figure.
Very good.
Take them to see the Dura painting.
Take them to see the Dura paintings would not be a bad idea, but you don't get enough. That's the trouble with the Dura paintings. You don't get enough of the individual prophets. I'll tell you something that I would appreciate your doing, and you'll certainly make my life easier.
Between them, they plot the strategy. The teaching assistants will carry it out, each bringing some of Dr. Golden and some of himself to the students.
That I am quite confident I do not do justice to the historical background. Now, you have only really 1 century to deal with.
Veracity of prophecy, for one thing, or a discussion of the historical background.
The payoff comes in the small seminars, when students begin teaching each other.
Being a prophet, just that he was chosen, and that the fact that he was chosen made him a prophet.
Well, Noah was chosen too.
Yeah, but he wasn't chosen to be a prophet. He was chosen.
Certainly not a good.
The system has drawbacks, and serious students want more direct contact with the professor.
What's your instinct? What would you rather do?
I really don't know. If I limit it to,
Elizabeth Hokata is a third-year student from Hawaii. Professor Robin C. Winks is a scholar of the British Commonwealth and of the impact Europeans have made on the Pacific. This is the one-to-one relationship that undergraduates look forward to, a relationship that goes back to Socrates and beyond.
It's very much the same. The information, the anecdotes they contain, the stories, so that even if one rejected the old histories now and said that's not good history, the reality is that history is still influencing us because it's simply been rewritten into the new history. Now,
This goal, independent work with a tutor, is generally realized at Yale. Mass enrollments at other universities limit this opportunity to the best prepared undergraduates, but the practice is spreading nonetheless.
that has a narrow enough focus
yeah,
that you know when you're finished. This is the real problem with any project, is you don't know when you're finished unless you focus
it helps
narrowly.
me to focus my thought.